20-meter tongue slithered into the room, quietly burrowing under the woman's quilt, pulling it towards her body. In an instant, it stabbed her stomach, staining the quilt crimson with her blood. The woman awoke in agony, screaming in terror at the sight of the bloodstains. She turned on the lamp and lifted the quilt to assess the situation. The tongue was like a straw, protruding from her belly, like an umbilical cord. She tried to grab it, but her hands were too small. After struggling for a while, she collapsed to the ground, drained of strength. She wanted to flee the house, but strangely, Mr. Wang wouldn't let her leave. He entered through the window, leaping like a gecko onto the roof. He pointed at her stomach and extended his tongue again. Terrified, she quickly reported the incident, hoping for reassurance. By the time her neighbor Vincent arrived, the creature was gone, and she had fainted from blood loss. Vincent alerted her uncle, who had just bought apples, and called the police. An hour later, Flood's team arrived, rushing the woman to the hospital before inspecting the blood-stained room and claw marks on the windows, realizing this was no ordinary case. The hospital found knotgrass, a tranquilizer, in her stomach, suggesting the creature hadn't intended to kill her. During a phone call, her husband Dajuang suddenly transformed into a monster. Clearly, he knew who was responsible, and angrily warned his mother to leave his wife alone. The monster from the day before was his mother. They were a family of food monsters. By ancient tradition, Dajuang had to sacrifice his firstborn to extend the elder's life. Dajuang didn't want to continue this tradition, so he gave his mum a plane ticket to leave the city and their father. That evening, as Ferbler crouched by the door, he happened to see a taxi arriving. Oh crap, it was Dajuang's mother again. The old lady transformed into a monster behind a tree, crawling to the second floor, leaving Ferbler stunned. Inside, Dajuang heard noise in the living room. He went to check and was knocked out by his mother. Before the woman got up, the old lady changed back and entered. She told her daughter-in-law that Dajuang was cooking downstairs, so not to worry. After the woman slept, the old lady lifted the quilt, transformed again, and began feeding with her tongue. Luckily, Ferbler arrived with a gun just in time, but the monster charged before he could shoot. Ferbler kicked it away. He tried to grab the gun on the ground, but the monster pinned him down. Then came a big bang. If his colleague hadn't shown up in time, Ferbler might have been monster food.